of the things we haven't even discussed, and it comes up a lot. And I get asked this, I've always been asked this, it's very common. Well, is this a TENS unit? And the answer to that is not really. It is cleared by the FDA as a TENS unit because it touches skin. At that point, any similarity ends. So when I describe this to people who ask that question, and they ask it because this gives a tingling sensation on the skin that, well, I had something like that, my doctor used that. And I have to then explain that there is a difference. And if I'm to make this explanation very simple, if a TENS unit is compared to a bicycle, then this is a Maserati. And Maserati should be glad to be compared to a Pro Sport 3, because this is light years ahead of TENS technology. If you were jumping out of an airplane, would you want something that was cheap, inexpensive, and they cut back on the material and use netting instead so that it would be more affordable? Would that get the job done? Or would you rather have something that would actually trap air and you could land on your feet? This is like a parachute. This is a lifesaver. It's a life changer. So what are some of the either questions, or how do you present this to your clients? Because do they ask you the same kind of questions?
Oh, absolutely. I let them know that even though, like you were saying, it's like, because of the way it's classified, but the major difference I talk about is the energy. And with the TENS units, you're looking at higher energy, the milliamps. And so that creates confusion in the tissue. So while it's on, it may block that pain wherever it may be, but as soon as it's off, that pain starts to return because of the block it has in that gate. What this is actually doing is we're creating an environment where those cells are able to function better, clearing up, creating circulation, so that then allows the inflammation to be decreased. And so overall, that cell function has been improved. It's a game changer for everything that I've done in practice.
That would seem to be enough to justify something that costs more than just a TENS unit. What are some of the results you've seen in some of your people that you've had to help, that you've helped?
Pain-wise, migraines, digestive issues, just because of the chronic pain, stuff like that, that's been there. Neuropathies.
The bloating and the cramping of the...
Yeah. There's just been so many things that there's not a case that's comes into the door that I don't feel comfortable, or that I don't feel like that I can't offer something to them to help to change their life using that device. Just because of the modes that are on there, the biofeedback, the techniques that are taught in the classes and stuff like that, it's such a great thing that we're able to make a difference in that person's life.
Let me ask you a question on another vein. How would you say this fits in to the big picture of your toys?
I tell my clients that this doesn't replace anything that they may be doing for themselves. It amplifies a lot of things. I've got cold laser. They're great devices and stuff like that, but I've just found that I use that almost 99% of the time with clients because of the things that it already has on there. The biofeedback is such an important tool, and then the ability just to go ahead and put in there, after working on them, to put the pads on there and just let that kind of get some energy into that area. So there's so many multiple facets that I'm able to use. It's portable, and so even at home, I'm using it on myself daily. I travel with the thing, and so there's so many things that in office that are tabletop, you can't travel with that. Well, this is an instrument that I'm able to take everywhere. So if I'm traveling, that thing goes with me. I keep it by the side of my bed because before I go to sleep, I'm doing some type of little protocol.
So you use it yourself?
I use it every day.
Okay.
A lot of times twice a day.
And you have a family? Do your daughters use this?
Yeah. My oldest daughter's in gymnastics, my youngest is in dance, and they're always asking that. So my youngest, she'll use it before bed. It kind of helps to relax her before she sleeps. My oldest uses it for gymnastics, wounds healing, stuff like that, the pain. She gets these little tears in her hands. So it's just helpful for that as well. So a lot of little things that there's not a thing that it hasn't been helpful for our family.
So actually for sports even, this is a good preventative
Yes.
to help prevent
Yeah.
possible injuries,
Yeah.
as well as to recover.
I myself and my daughter both had fractures, myself in the wrist, my daughter in her arm, and neither one of us had to take pain medicine as a result of that. And it was because of that device. We were able to get the inflammation down, got the x-rays, and we still didn't even have to have a Tylenol as a result of that.
So it sounds like the parachute worked.
And it did, absolutely.